Music and fun come to Main Street this weekend. The city of Norman and the state of Oklahoma make adjustments to their budgets. And we have an exclusive interview with NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine. This is OU Nightly.
We're about to throw the biggest party in Oklahoma, free for about 100,000 of our friends.
The Norman Music Festival kicks off tonight. Now, you just heard from the festival's executive director. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Parker Thune.
And I'm Brooke Murski. Thousands will walk Main Street this weekend at the 12th Annual Norman Music Festival. The newly christened Walker Arts District will be home to carnival rides, food trucks, and stages with live music.
The first bands will take the stage at 6 o'clock tonight, and the festival will wrap up on Saturday night. Admission, as always, is free to the public, and the weather this weekend is shaping up to be just right. Joe Decarlo is on Main Street right now. Joe, how's it looking?
Yeah, I'm live outside right now on Main Street here at the Norman Music Festival. Behind me, you can see the carnival getting ready to set up. Now, festivities here start around 6 o'clock. They will close Main Street, and bands start at 6 o'clock and continue throughout the weekend. Now, current temperatures throughout the state are around 80 degrees with plentiful sunshine here. This is about 15 to 20 degrees above what it was this time yesterday. Now, coming up on Main Weather, Bradley Weaver will talk about your beautiful Friday ahead, your weekend forecast, and also storms coming up next week. From a beautiful Norman Music Festival, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks so much, Joe. And as Joe mentioned, we've got an extended look at your local weather coming up later in the show. City of Norman officials recently met to discuss the potential budget crunch they will soon be facing. Residents of Norman have expressed their concerns to the council with cuts on the table that could potentially add up to about $1.3 million.
So there's really nothing that the citizens want to see cut, and nothing that the citizens or the council wants to cut. It's just that priorities have to be set, decisions have to be made if that $1.3 million shortfall is to be addressed.
And the council plans to meet 3 more times to discuss the budget in the coming months.
Tulsa Mayor G.T. Bynum has included $10,000 in his upcoming budget to investigate grave sites that could hold remains of people killed in the 1921 race riots. Tulsa's Black Wall Street was one of the worst race-related massacres in U.S. history. It's estimated up to 300 people lost their lives. The medical examiner's office will head the project, and the city has not announced when investigations will begin.
And you can add one very prominent name to the expansive list of candidates for the Democratic Party's 2020 presidential nomination. Kelsey Hovanetz joins us from the OU Nightly News Center with the story. Kelsey.
Parker, today Joe Biden announced his decision to run for president for a 3rd time. In a video announcing his campaign, he framed the 2020 race as a battle for the soul of this nation. Biden, who served both as vice president and as a senator, will hold his first official campaign event in Pittsburgh on Monday. In a rally on May 18th, he plans to lay out his campaign's vision at a rally in Philadelphia. His announcement today brings the number of Democratic primary candidates to a whopping 20. And a massive chemical spill just north of Chicago sent 37 people to the hospital this morning, including 7 people who are in critical condition. The chemical was anhydrous ammonia, a colorless gas that can cause unconsciousness and even death when inhaled. Among those hospitalized were a sheriff's sergeant, a sheriff's deputy, a police officer, and 11 firefighters. The leak has since been contained. And the North Korean government presented the U.S. with a bill for $2 million for the hospital care of Otto Warmbier. Warmbier was a University of Virginia student on a study abroad trip when he was arrested and imprisoned by North Korea back in 2016. After more than a year in captivity, he was released, but he died just days after his return to the U.S. Now, North Korea is demanding compensation for his medical bills. An unnamed source tells CNN that the Trump administration has not paid the $2 million bill. And Brooke, Avengers Endgame's coming out this weekend, and it's projected to set some records. Analysts are saying it could make over $800 million globally this weekend alone.
Thank you, Kelsey. It came as a surprise a year ago when an Oklahoma congressman was appointed to lead NASA, but Jim Bridenstine has embraced the challenge of launching a new era of space discovery. In a Gaylord News exclusive, Nightly's Sydney Forsey reports on Bridenstine's new role in Oklahoma's future in space.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. 1 year ago, Jim Bridenstine left his office on the Hill for the head desk at the nation's space agency.
It's very different. When you're in the House of Representatives, it's obviously very political. It's very different when you come to the executive branch, especially when you come to an agency like NASA, which has a long history and tradition of being apolitical and bipartisan. And so I will tell you, I love it.
Bridenstine's nomination shocked some space industry veterans, and his knowledge of space exploration was questioned. But the Oklahoman surprised critics with his longtime passion for aerospace issues.
Oklahoma has had some great leaders over time, and of course, because of kind of their either mentorship or inspiration, it encouraged me to get more involved in space, even before I was a member of Congress when I was running the Air and Space Museum.
The Sooner State's history with NASA is long, from creating parts for rockets and probes to Oklahomans who served with distinction in the astronaut corps.
I want to do what I can to make sure that Oklahoma is aware of what their capabilities are so they can bid on more projects and help us out even more.
So what should we expect from the agency in the coming years?
We're going to go to the moon sustainably. We're going to go with commercial partners. We're going to go with international partners. We're going to utilize the resources of the moon. We're going to retire the risk, prove the technologies, and we're going to develop all of those technologies and use the moon as a proving ground for an eventual mission to Mars.
A NASA with new, lofty ambitions is counting on Bridenstine to lead them off the launch pad. So far, under the Oklahomans' leadership, all systems are go. Reporting from Washington, D.C., Sydney Forsey, Gaylord News.
Now, electronic devices have become a prevalent form of entertainment for children. However, you may want to place boundaries on screen time for your kids. More details ahead.
Plus, electronic scooters have become an alternate way to cruise around. But how much do you know about their safety? We'll tell you more when OU Nightly returns.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. The United States has seen a frightening uptick in documented cases of measles this year.
Baylee Bates is here with more details on the outbreak. Baylee.
We continue our coverage of one of the most serious disease outbreaks in decades. With alarming new numbers, the number of measles cases has now climbed to the top spot. State and local health departments report 681 diagnosed cases of measles. This surpasses the 2014 record of 667, and we have not seen the end yet. Most of those cases have come from communities with low rates of vaccination.
20 years ago, we did say it was eradicated, and because of the lack of vaccination in a small group of people, we're now seeing it again.
Those measles symptoms include red spots across the body, fever, cough, runny nose, and watery eyes. This week, we also bring in awareness to a shared issue for men and women. The National Infertility Association recognizes the 30th anniversary of the first Awareness Week to help erase some of the stigma surrounding infertility. The National Institutes of Health reports 11% of women of reproductive age have experienced fertility issues, as well as 9% of men. Infertility often goes unnoticed until a couple hasn't been able to get pregnant following 12 months or more of unprotected sex. For women 35 years or older, that number reduces to 6 months. And a new study suggests it is time to pull kids from the screens and let babies play. The United Nations agency released new guidelines for infants and toddlers. It recommends parents limit screen time for children between the ages of 2 and 4 years old to no more than 1 hour, and 1-year-olds and babies younger than 1 should not be allowed to watch TV or mobile devices at all. The World Health Organization instead encourages children to not just avoid screens, but for them to actively engage in playtime and learning. That's all we have for Health Beat today. Back to you, Parker.
Thanks, Baylee. Pay-as-you-go electronic scooters are the new and trendy way to get around, but the question remains, how safe are they? OU Nightly's Zach Verdea takes a look at what can go wrong.
You see them popping up on just about every street corner these days. Lyman Bird scooters are scattered across campus, but as popularity rises, so does the injury total.
I had to get 3 new teeth, scraped up everywhere. I had to take a full week off work.
And I broke my rotator right here, and so it wasn't able to fully extend. I still can't fully extend my arm. and that was in October.
The sneaky power of the scooters combined with no extra safety measures can catch riders off guard.
They really do go so fast. I mean, I probably went from 17 miles an hour to 0 in 1 second and just slammed face first into the ground.
And has them cautious of the next ride.
Probably will not get back on a bird scooter again, at least for a while. I see them now and I'm like, oh, nightmares, flashbacks.
It has left some wondering if there are safety improvements that can be made to help keep people safe.
I mean, if you can't see and you have no helmet, I mean, both of those things probably would have helped me not lose 3 teeth.
Possibly with steps to help people better understand the risks involved.
Specifying, okay, this thing does go fast, make sure you're aware of when you push, because I think it's just a lever that you push that, you know, this is how fast it goes right from start maybe.
$1 or $2 ride on a scooter could become a little more costly if you're not too careful.
Thousands of dollars. It's going to be a 6-7 month process of getting the teeth fully replaced.
Although the data is still incomplete, consumer reports show a minimum of 1,500 accidents involving electronic scooters over the past year. As medical facilities begin to compile more data, experts believe accidents could rise as high as 1,000 a month. Zach Verdea, OU Nightly.
And wearing a helmet and staying alert at all times can help you avoid these risks on electric scooters.
Now, anticipation is building in Nashville. Will Kyler Murray be the NFL Draft's top selection tonight?
Our sports team is tracking the updates. Also ahead, Bradley Weber joins us with a look at your weather. Bradley.
That's right, we're tracking rain for this weekend. I'll have more on your forecast when we return. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Taking a live look outside right now. It is absolutely beautiful. And check out those cows right here. They are enjoying the beautiful day outside right now. Taking a live look at Oklahoma City. It is 77 degrees. We have a little bit blustery winds out of the northwest at 18 miles per hour and dew points at 55, making for some drier conditions. Across the state right now, we are at 75, even some 80s down towards the south here, 83 in Lawton. Now, I want to make you aware of some rain that we are going to see for this weekend. So putting this into motion, we will see some showers start to encompass Norman for Friday evening, especially if you're going to the Norman Music Festival. But going throughout the rest of your day on Saturday, most of that rain is going to be off towards our northeast. We won't see too much here in Norman, but Sunday, is going to be the biggest day for weather. We have an increased chance for rain, especially off towards our east. Could see some scattered showers here in Norman, and then as we go throughout the day into Monday by midnight, those showers will be off towards our east and towards our north. Now, I do want to make you aware of a marginal risk for severe weather. This is mainly down towards our south, including the Dallas metro area. Now, the main threats are going to be for damaging wind and for large hail as well. Now, for our evening planner, we're going to be at 69 by 8 p.m., cooling to 60 by our midnight hour. We're going to be clear with those winds out of the north at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Lows tonight are going to be 50 degrees, a little bit cooler off towards our north and our west. When you wake up in the morning, 53 degrees, sunny most of the day, reaching our high by 5 p.m. at 74 degrees, 74 for us here in Norman, and 70s across most of the state thanks to those southerly winds. Now, Friday is going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be sunny and it's going to be pleasant, but watch out for the rest of the week and especially into the start of next week. We're going to see a 60% chance of storms and showers. And other than that, it's going to be a classic springtime pattern for us here in Oklahoma.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bradley, the Oklahoma wind broke my umbrella a couple weeks ago. You don't happen to have an extra one I can borrow for this weekend, do you?
Yeah, maybe in the truck of my car or something, yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, well, just let me know. Thanks so much. And Brooke, stop me if you've heard this one before. Davey O'Brien Award winner, Heisman Trophy winner, first overall draft pick.
Yeah, well, Baker Mayfield did all of that, and tonight, Kyler Murray has the chance to complete the trifecta as well. And with that, we turn to Kara Karbs and our sports team. Kara?
Yeah, guys, we'll have Cal Day here with more on the draft tonight. And the softball team continues their record streak. Stick around, sports is next. Welcome back to OU Nightly Sports. I'm Kara Karbs. For some breaking news for football fans, the OU Houston season opener has reportedly been moved to Sunday night, September 1st for TV reasons. But as for now, it's draft day for the NFL and several Sooners are likely to find new homes. As far as we know, no trades have been announced, so the order will stay as is with the Arizona Cardinals kicking it off with the first pick. And Cal Day takes a look at who the Cards could take.
Hey, Karen, night one of the NFL draft kicks off tonight in Nashville with the Cardinals owning the #1 pick. It could be music to Kyler Murray's ears.
With the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
Quarterback, Oklahoma.
It is Baker Mayfield.
1 year later, and it's a little feel of deja vu. Same school, same hardware, same rumors of an Oklahoma quarterback going first overall. This time, eyes all around the country are on Kyler Murray.
So I'm going to go with Kyler Murray as the #1 pick overall. Okay.
Oh! And Cliff Pry goes, I like Josh Rosen, I love Kyler Murray, and that's who you take.
Despite the franchise drafting Josh Rosen last year, Murray appears to have a vote of confidence from new Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Kyler is, he's a freak, man. Purdy's a really good young player, and he's going to be a tremendous player, but Kyler is a freak. I've watched him, like I said, since he was a sophomore. I've never seen him have a poor outing, not one, which at quarterbacks it's impossible to do, but he's done it, and I don't know, I'd take him with the first pick of the draft if I could.
Kara, probably not the words Josh Rosen wants to be hearing right about now, but all that speculation comes to an end in just a couple hours when the Arizona Cardinals will officially be on the clock. Back to you.
Thanks, Cal. The Sooner softball team is still on a roll, and last night they won their 32nd straight game. However, they didn't just win, they run-ruled Wichita State 8-0. This is the third time in school history OU has had 30 straight wins. And not only that, this stands as the longest streak in Division I softball. The Sooners will face off against Iowa State this weekend. There's a lot of Sooner sports in action tomorrow. Along with the softball heading to Iowa, baseball is taking on Kansas State tomorrow. First pitch is at 6. The Big 12 Championship Tournament starts tomorrow for the men's golf team, and to top it off, OU Track and Field is also in action tomorrow. It's on to the next round for the Rockets. Last night they beat the Utah Jazz, winning the series 4-1. They were led by James Harden, who had 26 points and 6 rebounds. Next, they will play the winner of the Golden State Warriors and LA Clippers series. And speaking of the Golden State Warriors, they didn't get their ticket to the second round last night. They were ahead of the Clippers 3-1 in the series, but couldn't hold them off one last time and lost 129-121. Game 6 of the series is tomorrow at 9 in LA. Manchester City had a big win yesterday. Not only did they beat their hated rival Manchester United 2-0, but they also catapulted to the top of the Premier League. That means if they win their last 3 games, they will win the title and become the first team to win in back-to-back years since 2009. Well, guys, I guess it doesn't matter which football you enjoy watching. We've got it all right now.
Yeah, I want to go back to what you discussed with the OU Houston opener getting moved to Sunday night. Have the Sooners ever played on a Sunday night before? Not that I can recall.
Not that I've been here.
All right, well, thanks so much, Kara. Brooke, we're taking a break from our obscure holiday series today.
With good reason, though, Parker. Today we take a look at a cultural celebration here on OU's campus. Stay tuned for the story. You're watching OU Nightly.
Welcome back. I'm Libbey Dean at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The Senate approved legislation today to reduce incarceration rates of repeat nonviolent offenders with no history of violent or sexual offenses. Oklahoma has the highest incarceration rates in the nation. However, this bill puts an effort towards decreasing Oklahoma's overcrowded prison system by 17% over 10 years. The bill now returns to the House for final consideration. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Libbey. And today, the Iranian Cultural Association held a Hayam Day celebration here on campus. Students gathered outside of Farzana Hall to celebrate Omar Hayam, a philosopher, astronomer, and poet.
By serving a variety of Persian foods and writing names in Persian calligraphy, the organization wanted to share its culture with OU students.
It's very important just to outreach other culture, outreach other ideas and nationalities, saying how friendly Iranian culture is.
Now, Hayam Day sounds like a ton of fun, but that's not the only thing happening in Norman this week.
That's right, yeah.
Bradley Weaver, I want to revisit something we talked about at the top of the show, which is the Norman Music Festival. And for those of us heading out, what can we expect weather-wise?
Well, tonight's going to be pretty nice. It's going to be clear and in the 60s, but as we get into Friday and Saturday, it's going to be rising a little bit into the 70s, but it stinks because Saturday's going to be the longest day, but there's going to be a chance for scattered showers throughout the day. So maybe if you bring an umbrella or a raincoat, it would be handy throughout the day as well. Mostly in the morning, but still it'd be nice to have one just in case.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Bradley. And Brooke, it's our curtain call. As the semester winds down, our Thursday news team is done until the fall. And as we sign off, we want to thank you for tuning in to OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
Join us one more time tomorrow night live at 4:30 for our final newscast of the semester.
Have a great evening.
Good night.